Let's say I was going to give you a math problem involving fractions, and I gave you the choice. Which fraction would you rather have in your problem? Would you rather have 1/2 in the problem, or would you rather have 230 over 460? Most of you, I think, would choose 1/2. Why? Because it's much simpler. Now, if we looked at these fractions, they are actually equivalent fractions. See, if we multiplied 1 times 230 and the bottom times 230, we would get 230 over 460. So the process of simplifying fractions is helping you go from a very complicated fraction to the simplest, the easiest form. In this case would be 1/2. Now remember, when getting an equivalent fraction, you could multiply the top and bottom by the same number. So let's say I wanted to multiply this one by 3 over 3. Now that would give me 1 times 3 is 3 in the numerator, 2 times 3 is 6 in the denominator, and I'd have an equivalent fraction. Now let's say we want to go backwards. We want to simplify 3/6. Just like we can multiply the top and bottom, we can also divide the top and the bottom. So let's see what 3 and 6 have in common. Now this time, instead of writing out multiples, I'm going to write out factors. Now 1 and 3 multiply into there to give you 3, and then for 6 we have 1, 2 can multiply to give you 6, 3 goes into 6, and 6 also goes into 6. So I can divide top and bottom by anything that these have in common. In this case, we've got a 3 in common. So let's go ahead and use that 3. If I divide the top by 3 and I divide the bottom by 3, that's going to give me 3 divided by 3 gives me 1, and 6 divided by 3 gives me 2, and we have simplified 3/6 to 1/2. Let's do one more quick example. Simplify 8/16. Now, I could list all my factors, but I might say, well, I know that 8 and 16 are both even, so I know 2 must go into each of those. So I'm going to divide the top by 2, and I'm going to divide the bottom by 2. Now 8 divided by 2, that's going to give me 4. 16 divided by 2, that's going to give me 8. And now I have 4/8. Now some people might say, well, I've simplified the fraction. No, you've reduced it, but do 4 and 8 have anything in common still? Well, I know 4 and 8 are both even. They have 2. Is there anything else that they have in common that's maybe bigger? Well, what about 4? 4 goes into 4, and 4 also goes into 8. So let's do the process again. I have 4/8. I'm going to divide the top by 4. I'm going to divide the bottom by 4. And that's going to give me 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And now 1 and 2, they have nothing in common that's bigger than 1. So I've got my simplest fraction of 1/2. And we know that 8/16 is equivalent to 1/2. So 1/2 is 8/16 written in simplest form. If you are simplifying a fraction, you notice the top and bottom have something in common still, keep going until it's reduced as much as possible.